structure, but inside that thread, so many, the functionalities will be happening. Fine. So in today's class, we will be learning about this structural and functional unit of the kidney, which is the nephron. And again, it is a very, very important part and easy part also, not so tough. But yes, to understand this part, you have to be very, very attentive in the class. Okay. So about the nephron, they are the structural and functional unit of the kidney. What they will be doing? They will be filtering the blood to form the urine. So as soon as the blood is being filtered, what happens? They will be releasing the urine, and that urine will go to the different parts, and finally through the ureter, through the urinary bladder, and through the urethra, we will be removing it out of the body. Fine. So let me share the screen now. Can you see the screen, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today's topic is structure of nephron. Fine. So nephron is what? Is structure and functional unit of kidney. Very, very important for 1 mark. So name the structural and functional unit of kidney. So the answer is nephron. So if this is one kidney, then in this kidney, like this, so many thread-like structures are present. In fact, we cannot count it. There are millions of structures which are present. And that one structure actually, how it looks like this. Okay, so this is what? This is one nephron. In each kidney, we have the millions of nephron, and this central structure is the one nephron structure. So basically, if we see them under the microscope, you will be able to see this structure. So see, one small thread-like structure, how many different parts it has, and each and every part of this plays a different role, and that is how it becomes a little complicated process. Fine. So its main function, just give me a minute, children. So the main function is to convert blood into urine by filtration, reabsorption, secretion, and excretion of useful and harmful substances present in the blood. So what happens? What these nephrons will be doing? Like you have the tea strainer. I think you all might be knowing how to prepare the tea. Do you know that how to prepare the tea? Is there anyone who is not aware how to make tea? So are you using the strainer to strain it? Yes,
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Same way, this nephrons, what do? They are basically the first part of it. They will be filtering it. So when they filter it, the liquid substance will go down, and the solid. Base, here, actually, nothing is solid. The only difference is the difference in the the volume or the thickness of the substance. Since the urine is little liquid form structure, it moves down. But whereas the blood, it is little thick. So what happens? They will be there. Where? In the cup shaped structure. So they will be, these nephrons, what do? They will be filtering the things, they will be reabsorbing the things, they will be secreting the things. So filtering means you know it, how to filter the things, okay? Absorption means whatever the useful substance are there in our body, they will absorb it. Like sometimes what happen, sodium is there in our body. It is useful for us. So it goes as a waste product, okay, through the urine. So what do they do? Through the blood it goes. So what do? They will absorb it. Second thing, glucose, which is very, very important. Sometimes what happens as a waste product, it moves out, starts moving out. So what these nephrons they will be doing? They will reabsorb it. So there are different things which are reabsorbed. The first thing is the glucose. The second thing is amino acid. The third thing is the salt. The fourth thing is the excess of water. So these four things are basically reabsorbed by the different parts of the nephron. Okay, and this is very, very important question. They ask you most of the year the name the four different things which are reabsorbed: glucose, amino acid, extra salt, extra water, and the salt. These four things will be absorbed. Now you can ask me why the salt is important, right? Why it is important? Because it has sodium. Okay, and our body needs the sodium. Clear? If something has to be there to absorb, sodium is very, very important. If the sodium is not there, then what happens? The functionality will be suffering. The pH level will be suffering. That is the reason the sodium will be reabsorbed by the different parts of the nephron. So this function will be done by the nephron. Reabsorption, secretion, filtration. Wait, I'll share the screen again. Okay. I hope the screen is visible now, children. So the main function is to convert blood into urine by filtration. The first thing, filtration they will be doing. Second thing, whatever the useful substances are there, they will be reabsorbing it. Secretion means that something they have to produce, they will be producing it. And the last thing, whatever the waste material is left, they will be excreting it out of the body. So these are the four things which the nephron will be doing. Filtration. The first is filtration. The second is reabsorption. Then third is the secretion. And the last one, whatever left out, they will be excreting it. Now, this nephron in the mammalian kidney is a long tube-like structure. As you can see in the diagram also, it is very, very long tube-like structure. The first part of it is called as the Bowman capsule. So this Bowman capsule is like this, basically a cup-shaped structure like this. Okay, and this Bowman capsule is also called as cup-shaped structure. Since it does look like the cup, that is the reason it is called as cup-like structure. So the first part, very, very important part, children, this is Bowman capsule. So I'll just zoom this figure. This part you can see here. This part is the Bowman capsule. Now, Bowman capsule, this is a cup-like structure from which the renal tubule extends. Now you can see here, they will have a few tube-like structure. Those tube-like structure will be helping them to filter. So this Bowman capsule, what do they do? They will be doing the ultrafiltration in the Bowman capsule. So whatever the filtration is needed, that will be done by the Bowman capsule. So in the exam, they ask you either name the cup-shaped like structure, the answer will be Bowman capsule. But if they ask you what is the function of the Bowman capsule, then it will be filtration of the blood takes place in the Bowman capsule. Now, once this is done, it goes to the next part, which is the glomerulus. It is the glomerulus. These are the small tufts of capillaries through which blood flows in high pressure and it receives blood from the efferent arteriole. I'll show you the diagram clearly. Wait. Can you see this now here? The diagram is little clear this side. So this is the glomerulus. Yeah.
Will you save the previous PDF?
No, actually, I'll be combining now both the PDFs and teaching you, and then after the class, I will be sharing with you.
Okay, ma'am.
So this is the Bowman capsule. Now, in the Bowman capsule, there will be so many capillaries. Now, what are capillaries? Basically, exchange of gases, right? Here, the capillaries basically they will be helping to exchange the materials between the blood and the remaining thing. So, they what do? They will filter all small solutes from the blood. So whatever the small structures are present in the blood, they will be absorbing it, they will be filtering it out. So this is the first part, glomerulus. Going to the second one, it is called as PCT. P stands for the proximal, C stands for the convoluted, and T stands for the tubule. So proximal convoluted tubule. Tube-like structure, the upper tube-like structure are called as PCT. What do? They reabsorb ions. What are ions here? Ions are sodium, Na plus, or potassium. So these ions like sodium and potassium will be reabsorbing by the proximal convoluted tubule. So they reabsorb ions, water and nutrients, and at the same time they remove toxins and adjust the filtrate, which is the pH. They will maintain the pH. So PCT, they will be reabsorbing ions, water, and the nutrients. And at the same, what do? They will be removing the toxins. So if any kind of toxin substance are there, they also remove it through this part. This part which is here, from that, this tube-like structure, they will be removing it. And once they absorb and once they remove the toxin, automatically then what happens? The pH will be adjusted. The pH will be maintained. So this is what the PCT. Am I clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, could you
Yes.
show that, ma'am? I'm writing.
So glomerulus, what do? They will be filtering the small solutes which are present in the blood. Then PCT, what do? Whatever the ions, water, and nutrients are there, they will be reabsorbing it. And at the same time, they remove the toxins which are produced there, because of which the pH will be adjusted. After this, the next part is the descending loop of Henle. So this part is the descending loop of Henle. So what do? They will allow the aquaporins, allow water to pass from the filtrate into the interstitial fluid. So aquaporins means small pore-like structures are present in this descending loop of Henle. Okay, so small pores are present here in the descending loop of Henle. So what do? They will allow that water to pass from the filtrate into the. So from here they will allow that water. Now here the water means a kind of the urine. Fine. So through these pores, they will be allowing that water to pass from the filtrate into the interstitial fluid. Interstitial fluid is basically a fluid which contains the blood with the water. Then it goes to the next part, which are the ascending loop of Henle. Ascending loop of Henle are the thin one. The thin loop-like structures are the ascending loop of Henle. So what do? They will be reabsorbing the sodium and chloride ions from the filtrate into the interstitial fluid. So a descending loop, they were allowing the water to pass through the from the filtrate, whereas in the ascending, they will be allowing the sodium and chloride to filter. Then it goes to the next part, which is the distal convoluted tubule. Actually, it stands for DCT, distal convoluted tubule. So PCT and DCT. This DCT, they will be selectively secretes and absorb different ions to maintain blood pH and electrolyte balance. So whatever the PCT have reabsorbed the ions, water and nutrients, this DCT, what do? They will be producing more of ions, more of different ions they will produce, so that the pH and the water and the salt can be balanced. So PCT, they will be reabsorbing the ions, water, and nutrients which are already there in the blood. Whereas this DCT, they will be producing the new ions. Understood, children, the difference between PCT and DCT? PCT, they will reabsorb whatever is there already, whereas in the case of the DCT, they will make the new ions. Fine? And then they absorb it. Yes, Kashvi, Pranaya, Moksha, Abhigya, Shubhansh. Meher, Sudhamshu, Aryan, Dhairya, Ayonija.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So PCT, they will be reabsorbing the ions, water and nutrients, and they balance the pH. Whereas the DCT, they will be selectively producing it, and then they absorb the different ions out of it, because of which the electrolyte balance will be there. And at last, the last part is called as collecting duct. So they reabsorb solutes and water from the filtrate. So whatever the substances are now being passed to this collecting duct. So this part, this long part is called as a collecting duct. So whatever the substances are not being passed, they will be reabsorbing it here, and then water also they will be reabsorbing. So this part will be reabsorbing the water as well as solutes, and whatever is left out will be sent to the part called as ureter. Now, see what happens here. They will be sending what? The urine to where? To the ureter. And this whole thing is happening where? In the kidney. So if I have to draw the diagram is somewhere like this. Okay, inside this is a kidney. Inside the kidney, this whole process is happening. And this collecting duct is connected where? Is connected to the ureter here. Understood? Now from the ureter, where it goes? The urine will go to?
Urinary bladder.
Correct, urinary bladder. And from urinary bladder, it goes to the urinary opening. So that is how this whole kind of the process, the whole kind of structure is present inside the kidney. So each and every part is there in the nephron, is present inside the kidney, and this kidney is then passing that left out urine. And from where they will be passing? To this collecting duct. So collecting duct will be removing that urine to the ureter. Ureter will give it to the urinary bladder. Urinary bladder will store it, and then finally, when it is needed, they will be removing it out. So that is how it works. So coming back to the proper definition of all these things, the third part, loop of Henle. It is a hairpin-like structure. It has thin ascending limb and thick ascending limbs. Ascending and descending. It should be descending here. Thick ascending and descending limb. Through the loop of Henle, fluid will be filtered through the glomerulus, reaches the collecting duct, and reabsorption of useful substances will be taking place here. Then DCT. DCT, it is the cell linings of these tubules. They have many mitochondria, which produces the energy required for the active transport. And what do? They reabsorb the calcium ions. Then PCT, it's a part of the nephron when salt, water, and inorganic solutes like the glucose and amino acids are filtered. Very, very important. So name the place where the glucose amino acid salts will be reabsorbed. So they are reabsorbed in PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. Then last part, collecting duct. It is the final segment of the tubule before entering the collecting duct. In this tubule, reabsorption of water takes place. So here, only the water will be reabsorbing, and then the leftover will be passed to the ureter. So nephron is a structural and functional unit of kidney. Its main function is to regulate water and other soluble substances in the blood. So what do? They will be regulating the water in our body as well as the other kind of substances like the sodium, chloride, then potassium. These all will be maintained in the by the nephron. It helps in maintaining the homeostasis of blood volume and blood pressure by excreting harmful substances and reabsorbing the useful ones. So what happens since the excretion process keeps on happening, due to which, our body does not either feel so cold, either so hot. So a balanced kind of thing will be maintained by whom? By these excretory system, by the nephron. Student, turn on your video. So by the nephron, this all things will be done. Fine. So since a kind of the level of the blood is maintained in the body, that is why the temperature is not getting disturbed. If in case this process is not happening, if the blood is not filtered, then what happens? The more amount of toxin will be generated. That toxin will be harmful for the blood, and then what happens? The temperature of that blood can go up and it can go down, which can create the problem for the body. So that is why a proper balance is needed. Be it water, be it blood, be it pH, be it anything. So everything need what? A need. They need a kind of a balance. I think you might have learned about the neutralization reaction. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you, right? What is neutralization reaction basically? Is there anything in our body which is actually related to the neutralization reaction?
Blood,
Stomach.
I guess.
Come again, Abhinav?
What's it, ma'am? Like,
Can you tell me
acids
any
and
of the example which is about the neutralization reaction in our body?
I guess when the HCl reacts on food,
Okay, what happened in that case, Shubhansh?
it kills the bacteria and makes the medium acidic.
Okay, but what is the neutralization reaction here?
ma'am, then
You all
liver
are doing the
and everything.
okay. Tell me one thing. You all are brushing your teeth in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, very good. So you all are smiling and saying yes, ma'am. Okay, fine, that's good. So during that time, that toothpaste has what? A acid or the base?
Base,
Base.
Are you sure?
Ma'am, acid, ma'am.
Darya, you are wrong. It has a base, okay? That Colgate or whatever the brand you're using, it has a base, okay? Now, our teeth, when I talk about the teeth, our teeth has what? You know, a layer of the bacteria is there, right? I think everybody knows that a layer of bacteria is there on our teeth. What those bacteria they will be releasing on the teeth?
acid,
Acid, right? That is a reason to maintain it or to neutralize it. What we are doing, we are using a base in the form of the Colgate to remove the acid. Now, acid is already there. We have used the Colgate. Now, what happened? Both of them, they mixed together. They have reacted together. And a kind of a reaction happened, which is called as a neutralization reaction. So, neither the acid is more now, neither the base is more now in our body. Just give me a minute. Sir. Okay, so that is what actually the neutralization reaction is happening. The second example, if I give you, sometimes you might have heard from your parents or maybe the grandparents, they will be saying today acidity is there, right? Have you ever heard that? Now, what happened if we talk about the acidity? It means definitely the increase in the amount of the acid, which cause trouble for them. The air will be bloating in the stomach, right? Now, to actually have a balance of that, what do? they will be taking the ant acid. I think that you might have learned it about the ant acid. In the class 7 might be.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Riti has learned. Abhinav has said yes. Others have learned it. Pranay is thinking whether she has learned or not.
Yes, ma'am.
Very
Yes,
good.
ma'am.
Dhairya has learned. Kashvi, have you learned about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Ant acid? Very good. See, so many of you know about the things, right? The only thing is we are not implicating it, right? We should know how to use it. So, since I'm telling you about the acidity, now you can correlate. So, why we are taking the ant acid? What the tablet has? It has the acid or that has the base in it, the tablet?
Yes.
Base.
Base, right? That is why as soon as when we take that antacid tablet into the body, whatever the amount of acid was increased, what happened? It comes down to a balanced level. And that is how the neutralization reaction occurs. Okay, so it is very, very important that in our body, whatever the ions we have, whatever the water we have, whatever the pH we have, it should have the balance of it. Otherwise, if any one component increased, then it creates problem. That is why stomach, what is happening in the stomach? They produce the hydrochloric acid, right? Which is the acid. Whereas now in the liver, what is happening? They produce the bile juice, right? Which is a kind of the alkali medium. So that is how the one side we have the acid, the other side in the liver we have the base. Now when both they join together, nothing happens. No problem because of the neutralization reaction. Understood, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, is salt base?
NaCl, it is a salt actually. It is a salt. It is neither a acid nor a base. It is a salt. Okay. So when
Okay.
an acid react with the base, what do? They form a
Oh,
salt. Right. So the chapter acid base, I think it is going on right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is a very, very, very important chapter, sir, and very interesting chapter also. So many examples are there in your day-to-day life, like you can correlate with it. So nothing comes for free, right? You might have heard nothing comes for free. Same way, whatever you are learning is not only for the fun; it is for the implication of it. So try to amplify them. Okay, try to think about it. So if I'm teaching you about the nephron, about the kidney. Kidney plays a very important role, right? So it has some of the role. And okay, what is the name of the gland which is present above the kidney? Something is there above the kidney?
it releases hormones.
But my question is, Abhinav, what is the name of the gland which is present above the kidney? Both the kidneys have a something on the top of them. Aryan, Shubhansh, Meher, Sudhamshu, Dhairya, Dhriti, Ayonija, Pranaya, Moksha. What is that? Adrenal gland. See, for example, now, today Kashvi is feeling that she has to watch an horror movie, okay? Now, what happened? She thought of watching the horror movie, but when she was watching the horror movie, she was feeling so scared. Why she was feeling so scared? It is because of the adrenal gland, actually. So, what happened in her body? Yeah, correct, Pranaya. So, in her body, what happened that adrenal adrenaline, that is a kind of the hormone which was produced by the adrenal gland, they start working in a faster way, very faster way they start working. And because of that, the problem arises. Sometimes, the BP comes up, sometimes the oxygen level increases, sometimes the breathing rate comes up. These all problems happen. But at the same time, there is another hormone called as a non-adrenaline. It is not like she is watching the movie the whole day, whole night. Now she'll be feeling scared. No, right? After some time, what happens? The level of that adrenaline, it comes down. And as soon as it comes down, she'll become normal. She will not have fear. She will not have, she will have a normal oxygen level. She will have the normal heartbeat, right? We all are sleeping. That is also because of something which is a hormone called as melatonin. So nothing is for free. Everything, each and every part of the body has the role to do it, right? So if you are sleeping so much, like Ionija, it is because of the melatonin which is produced high in amount in our body, right? So So many things are there in the about the hormones we will be learning in the chapter control and coordination. Okay, so the excretion is almost like over. Excretion topic. The only small topic which is left out is about the process. Though I have explained you what are the different parts, but I should also explain you in a very fine way so that in the exam, when the question comes for the 3 or 5 marks, you can write as such. Okay. Right now, we have discussed the different parts. Now, in the next class, I'll be teaching you in such a way that the whole process will be there one after the other step of it. Okay. And I hope you all are reading those questions which I'm sending you, children, on the WhatsApp. Some of the smile I can see, some of the serious faces I can see.
I'm ready.
Yes. Okay, Abhinav is reading. Meher?
Ma'am, please don't keep expectations on me.
Oh my goodness, he's straightforwarding saying not to keep it. See, Meher, sometimes at least you can read it, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. It will be helpful for you. It's for you, not for me. I have done whatever I wanted to become. Now it is your responsibility to, become something, some, big person. Right? Right,
Yes,
Dhriti?
ma'am.
Dhriti, she is reading, I know that. Dhriti, you asked me a doubt. What is CoA, right? Acetyl coenzyme. CoA is basically actually coenzyme. Okay, so the full form is acetyl coenzyme. So this enzyme, what do? They will be making the reaction faster in our body, and they will be taking that group, acetyl group, which is CO. Okay, they will be taking that CO group from one part to the other part. Okay, the full form is acetyl coenzyme A. So she had a doubt because she has read it actually, those notes which I'm sharing. So if you are reading, then definitely you will have some of the other doubts. Okay, read that. I think total almost 8 sheets I have shared. So do that. Any doubts, children, or you want to discuss anything?
No, ma'am.
No? Everything is going on well in the other classes?
Yes, ma'am.
Any concern?
No, ma'am.
No? Aryan, what happened yesterday? You messaged in the group that you were asking for the bio class is there or not?
Ma'am, I did not know, ma'am.
In the Thursday's class, no, in the Tuesday's class, did I mention it or not clearly?
Ma'am, that day you mentioned, ma'am, but I did not know which class will be there, ma'am, instead. That's why I asked, ma'am, if
I
it was there.
mentioned it very clearly, Aryan, that on Thursday, no science class will be there.
Ma'am, you said there maybe physics will be there. That's why I was confused.
But I did not message it means no class. Okay. Okay. So today, since Arvind sir had some problems, so that's the reason I have taken his class. So might be in the next week he'll be taking it. And children, don't worry about the classes. Whatever the classes are not happening, in the future you will be fed up of taking the classes. Understood? Because we will be keeping so many classes. Okay, so don't worry that classes are happening or not happening. Now it is you are our responsibility, right? We have to take care of whatever the things you wanted, right? So in the future, during the time of maybe month of December, January, so many classes will be there for your sample paper practice, for your question paper practice. So many things will be there. The shortcuts, the tricks, the memes, all those things will be going through it. Okay, so that will be balanced then and there, and then if in case those classes are extra, are you going to pay extra? No, right? And we are not going to ask anything extra. So don't worry. Okay, so whatever things are there, everything is included in the classes. We will be taking care of each and everything. Fine. The sample papers also will be discussed during the time of the December, January, and February. And anytime if you have any concern, you all have my number. You can message me personally. I'll be resolving. Okay?
Same.
I think Pranay, you will be knowing about our system. Kashvi, okay, if in case you have any problem, you can message me personally. I hope you have my number there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Moksha has already, Shubhansh, Aryan, they know about it. Ionisha, Dhriti, they don't have any problem anytime. Abhinav is always doing it. Meher is okay. Dhairya is doing it. So that today you are not talking or saying something.
Ma'am, little bit problem.
Are you sleeping?
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's good. Okay, then. Fine, then, children. We'll meet you in the next class and let's see. I think Tuesday I'll be winding up this chapter.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
children. Thank you. Thank you.
ma'am.
Bye bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.